Hi, I'm Dr. Jennifer V. Brown, your stroke specialist, a 4-time, 10-year, board-certified clinical specialist in neurologic physical therapy by the American Physical Therapy Association. I am an older adult living with sickle cell disease. I'll be 60 in August. Sickle cell disease is an inherited red blood cell disorder in which the red blood cells become sickled or shaped like a banana, rigid and sticky. These blood cells block arterial blood flow and they cause pain in the joints, anemia, organ damage, infections, and eventually stroke. I have chronic anemia. I have an enlarged spleen due to trapped sickled cells. I have chronic atelectasis in that my alveoli, or small air sacs of the lung, have collapsed. And that has led to acute chest syndrome when my body could not get oxygenated blood and my lungs were filled with fluid. I am prone to infections, and that's why when people are coughing or sniffling, I wear a mask. These sickled cells also block arterial blood flow to the joints, causing them to disintegrate, and I've had to have a hip replacement. And when I fall, my bones break easily. My leg bone has been reconstructed near the knee joint. I have pain behind my eyes causing headaches, and that's because the arteries going to the back of my eyes have been clogged by sickle cells. I've also been told that the back of my eye has a wall that looks like a lattice fence. And because of sickle cell, the lattice fence is asymmetrical, meaning the crisscross boards are falling from the fence. I am also the face of a person who is a stroke survivor. These sickled cells have now begun to clog the arteries in my brain. I was aware that something was different when my headaches were much more sharp and severe and all over my brain, particularly on the right side, causing numbness and tingling on the left lower side of my face. I have one distinct lesion that's about 6 millimeters, the size of an eraser on top of a pencil, on the right parietal temporal lobe, and I have punctate or tiny microhemorrhages on the front of my temporal lobe here. I am so much more aware of these headaches. It's like I know my brain. And when do they happen the most? When I eat out and the foods are high in salt and sugar, processed foods, resulting in increased blood pressure that lasts about 24 hours. And I notice them when I'm dehydrated from not drinking enough water. So you may say, she does not look like she's had some strokes. And to be honest, I don't feel like I've had them either. And here is why. Something called neuroplasticity. My brain has changed for the better. For the most part, I exercise every day. I'm in the pool at least 2 times a week. I walk at different intensities, whether the sun is shining or it's raining, to dilate my arteries and improve my cardiorespiratory endurance. I lift weights, but mostly my own body weight, through push-ups, sit-to-stands, and squats with my feet in different positions. I practice my balance by standing on one leg and moving my body in different positions. And I stretch every day. I engaged in focused brain activities. I love to read, and Thursdays are my library days to go, get a book, and just read. I have begun to take food that I have prepared to social gatherings, or I do not eat at all. I have no junk food or no processed food in my refrigerator or pantry. I make my own bread and biscuits from unrefined and unbleached flour. I am drinking decaf tea and decaf coffee, and I'm trying to get rid of that flavored creamer. But for the most part, I drink water with every meal, every day. I also enjoy a treat about once a week, a cookie, a muffin, or a serving of potato chips. I am trying to limit dinner out about one time a month, and that's usually with a senior citizen who I like to walk the mall with for exercise. Because of low oxygen saturation or hypoxia, I wear a ring at all times to detect my oxygen levels. During exercise, I am sure to breathe in slow and deep and exhale slow and long, especially whilst I am lifting or lowering a weight or moving through the resistance of the water. I am surrounding myself with like-minded folk who have my values. I think and live as if life is great because it is, despite having sickle cell disease and subsequent strokes. And why is that? I have a brain that has chosen to function the best way it can because I chose to give it what it needs to be a vital organ. I did what was recommended in this book by my colleague Mike Studer, The Brain That Chooses Itself. I am exercising at the right intensities. I'm getting proper nutrition. I'm getting good quality sleep, and I may add a power nap at times. As a retiree, I am doing work that I love, and I'm keeping my brain active, learning new and challenging things, and socializing with people that I love to be around. May is Stroke Month. If you've had a stroke, don't let it stop you from exercising and engaging in physical activity. Get the proper ankle-foot orthosis if you need one for walking to improve your health outcomes. If you need more information, my book, Brace Yourself, Everything You Need to Know About AFOs After Stroke, was written for stroke survivors based on my research and clinical experiences with them. New things are coming. I have 2 online 30-minute exercise classes, and they will be called Stroke Fit and Sit, Stroke Fit and Stand. Meanwhile, if you want to know more things about ankle-foot orthoses and stroke rehabilitation, go to my YouTube channel, JVB NeuroPT, and my website is jvbneuropt.com. If you need a speaker for a continuing education course and event, choose me, Dr. Jennifer V. Brown, your stroke specialist who is living with sickle cell disease and no visible signs of stroke. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful, healthy, and happy month of May.